Last video we have discussed about the partition function, and we have seen the translational partition function, vibrational partition function, then rotational partition function, and the electronic partition function. Let's see derive the translational partition function. We know that the translational partition function arises due to the translational energy arising due to the translational motion of the particle in the single direction. As in last video I said, whenever the particle moves in a zigzag motion, then the particle experiences a translational motion. Okay, any unimolecular atom or species shows translational motion, and whatever the energy associated with this particle, it is known as the translational energy, and whatever the partition function associated with it is known as the translational partition function, right? Let's see next. We know that the translational partition function qt is nothing but the summation of gi into e to the power of ei divided by kt. We have seen this equation in last video, where k is the Boltzmann constant and t is the temperature and ei is the energy level and gi is the statistical weight factor, right? Okay, if you assume the translational partition function, if you assume the translational partition function performing along x-axis, you know that x-axis, y-axis, and z. If the particle moving along the x-axis, then qt of x means the particle moving in the x-axis, that is equal to summation of g of t into e to the power of et divided by kt, right? Okay, next the statistical weight factor will be unity, means gt is equal to 1, because when particle performing translational motion, then the degeneracy of the energy levels always unity. Why? Because the particles are moving only in one energy level, and further energy level are not divided into several parts, right? Therefore you are going to take in the particle moving in only in one energy level, and then the further energy level are not divided into the several states. Therefore q2 is equal to summation of gt is equal to 1. Therefore left out the epsilon is equal to e to the power of minus et divided by kt. We know that according to the de Broglie equation, according to the de Broglie principle, if you have if you have any particle of mass m whose velocity v with a wavelength lambda x, I will take the particle moving in x direction, therefore I am taking x. Therefore according to the de Broglie principle, h divided by lambda x is equal to m into v. You have seen this equation in basic classes, right? Therefore mv can be written as p is the momentum. Therefore p is equal to mv. Therefore p of x means the momentum moving in on x axis, right? And where h is the Planck's constant. Okay. Then now we are going to find out the translational energy, right? If any particle is moving, it possesses a kinetic energy. You know that this is the basic thing. If a particle moving, it possesses a kinetic energy. You know that kinetic energy et, it means the energy you are taking as a translational energy is equal to half mv square. Therefore you know that p divide and multiply by m, because I want to replace mv as a px. Therefore you can replace as divide and multiply by m. Therefore px square divided by 2m. Solve this one, you will get how the px is replaced by mv square, right? Px means p of x is equal to mv, p of square, your square root m square into v square, therefore divided by m. Therefore you will get px square is equal to mv square divided by 2m, or ex is equal to p of x square. P of x means h divided by lambda x, or px square means h square divided by lambda x square. I substitute here h square, p of instead of px, h square divided by lambda x square into whatever left 2m. This is the translational energy, and this is the translational energy. Okay. Next, if the particles are confined in a box, means they are put in a closed box, and the particles moving inside the box, right? Now if the particles moving inside the box with the path length l, this is the particle moving in the box, and this is taken as the length l, right? We know that the particles moves in a waveform. We know that the particles moves in waveform. It will form a single crust and single trough. Means if you assume the particles moving in a waveform, this is the waveform, right? This is confined down box. This is a one crust or a trough. Therefore, if the particles, it will form a single crust and single trough. That is the formation of stationary waves. You have seen this basics in the waves, right? Electromagnetic radiations, I have seen the stationary waves, right? Therefore, single crust and single form, this is known as the stationary waves. Therefore, you can write the equation Lx means L is the length of the particle, right? Length of the particle, distance. Lx is equal to n into lambda x divided by 2, where lambda x is the, you know that the wavelength in the x direction, right? And wavelength is nothing but the sum of the individual crust and trough. Wavelength is the, you know that the distance between the two crust or two trough is known as the wavelength. Therefore, the wavelength is the sum of the individual crust and trough. Therefore, you can write it as lambda x is equal to, rearrange this one, lambda x is equal to 2lx divided by n. Rearrange this equation where n is the number of particles. Therefore, substitute this lambda x value. Substitute this lambda x value in last, you find out the energy level, translation energy. You substitute the lambda x value, what you find out here in this equation. What will happen? Therefore, translation energy is equal to h square n square, right? H square n square divided by 4 lx square to m, right? Directly I written this one. Substitute this translation energy in lambda x value. Substitute the lambda x value in this equation, right? Therefore, then 4 to 8. Therefore, n square s square divided by 8 mlx square. Lx means length of the particle, distance of the particle in x direction. Therefore, you know that the translation partition function qt of x is equal to summation of e to the power of minus et divided by kt. Now substitute this et value. We have find out that et value. So now substitute this et value. Therefore, summation of e to the power of minus et means n square h square, n square h square divided by 8ml square x, 8ml square x divided into kt. This is the translational partition function. Okay, you know that the energy levels are closely associated with each other. We know that all the energies are closely associated. When the energy levels are continuous, whatever the summation can be replaced by the integration. The summation can be replaced by the integration. Why? When the energy levels are closely associated, then the energy levels are continuously, therefore the summation can be replaced by the integration. Therefore, what will happen? Therefore, summation is replaced by integration. 0 to infinity e to the power of minus n square h square divided by 8m lx square, l suffix, this is lx, right? Lx square kt into dx. Integration means you want to write the integral constant. Take the constant, all the constant as a. Constant means a is equal to h is a Planck's constant, that is also constant. Therefore, h square divided by 8m l square, lx square into k into t. Take it as a constant overall term. Therefore, what will happen in this equation? Integration of 0 to infinity e to the power of minus a n square into n means there will be a dn, right? If x is, there is a dx, right? N means there is a dn. If you integral, there is a mathematics, if the integral of e to the power of minus ax square is nothing but the 1 divided by root of pi by x. Like the same way, there is no x here, there is a, right? You want to remember that formula, right? Is 0 to infinity, integral of 0 to infinity e to the power of minus ax square is nothing but the half into root of pi by x. Like the same way, if you integrate this one, 1 by 2 divided into root of pi by a, or if you take the substitute that a value, substitute whatever the constant you have taken, you substitute in the next. Therefore, a it will be in the denominator. Whatever the a denominator means, what is it? A means h square divided by 8m lx square into kt. Therefore, it is the a in the denominator. Therefore, all the terms will go, expect h divided by, all the goes to the numerator. Therefore, is equal to half into root of 8 pi mlx square kt divided by h square, right? Therefore, half into, take the constant outside. For cube 8 means 2 into L square divided by S square, if you take outside, Lx divided by H into root of 2 pi m kt. Or you can write the partition function Qt is equal to 2 pi m kt instead of root you write the half into Lx divided by h, 2 to get cancelled, right? This so for the particle moving the rotation the sorry the translational partition function, the particle moving in the x axis. If the particle moves in a y direction as well as in z direction, what will happen? Therefore total therefore the translational partition function is nothing but the product of translational partition function in x direction, translational partition function in y direction, and the translational partition function in z direction. Just you change Lx or Lz or Ly like that, xyz. Therefore qt of x, yeah, find out 2 pi mkt whole to the power of half Lx divided by h. Like the same way in y direction 2 pi mkt whole to the power of half L, instead of Lx you are going to Ly divided by h into in the z direction 2 pi m of kt whole to the power of half Lz divided by h. Therefore you take the common factor, all this 2 pi mkt, if half plus half plus half it will become 3 by 2 divided by h into h into h cube, Lx Ly Lz. Lx Ly Ly it is nothing but the length into breadth into height, length into breadth into height, that is nothing but the volume, that is nothing but the volume. Therefore finally the total translational partition function is equal to 2 pi mkt whole to the power of 3 by 2 divided by h cube into v is nothing but the volume. This is the translational partition function derivation. Guys, I think you have understood. In next video I will do the vibrational partition function. Thank you.